Hello, and thank you for joining me for another episode of the Festo's Garage. I'm here today with Aaron, and he's got his 2015 BMW. And tell us what we're trying to do today, Aaron.
Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to install a PSM carbon fiber lip. It's just going to add an accent to the front of the car that's needed, considering the rest of the carbon fiber accents on this M4. Should be a pretty easy process once we get started.
So basically the spoiler is going to go under these pieces of plastic here, and it's going to bolt through with these bolts. And we'll show you how to do that. Alright, so the first step, Aaron's taking off these 8mm bolts under the bottom. The 8mm bolts have been taken out. The next thing to take out are two of these Phillips head screws, one on each corner. Right here, we have a crack, and we want to fix this crack. And so what we've got is this tool here. And how does that work, Aaron?
It's basically an ABS plastic welder. What it does is it kind of heats up like a soldering iron and heats up this element, which is a little shape that's kind of like a metal binder. As it heats up, it melts into the plastic, and when you get it to the right depth, which is pretty much trial by error with this, you let go of it to stop heating it up and then remove the diode nodes. After it cools down, you just break them off, and essentially it welds the plastic together and holds it with a binder.
All right, cool. Let's see it in action. So he's pressing it against the plastic, starting to heat up, and you can see it sink in there. Once he gets to his desired depth, he lets off on the power and removes the machine, and it's going to hold that in place.
And we're just going to repeat this a couple times with a couple of these little brackets till we get enough of them where I feel like it's together again. Back here, it should line right up flush with the back of this like that.
As if I pull on it. So what he's doing now is he's dry fitting the spoiler, and we shoved it in there under the two end pieces, making sure that everything lines up and looks good with the bottom of the car.
Pull this back out.
We're happy with the dry fit of the spoiler on the car, so what we're going to do now is we're going to wipe it down with some denatured alcohol so we get rid of all the wax, grease, and dirt, and we're going to do the same thing to the spoiler.
I'm just going to wipe this thing down to clean off any of the residue left over from the mold. Give it a nice good bond with the 3M two-sided automotive tape.
I'll tell you what, that carbon fiber looking good, Aaron.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice accent for the front of this M4.
So we're lining the tape up, what, with right in the middle of the screws?
Yep, right in the middle of the screw divots, where they were pretty close to where the factory mounts are, but some of them are slightly off. So we're just going to kind of follow that. I'm going to stop it up at the top here, and I'm going to try to stretch it to curve with this. When we're getting ready to go ahead and mount this, we're going to want to head and start each end of the tape so that we can go ahead and do a last and final dry fit before we go ahead and apply the adhesive 3M tape to the underside. This will just allow us to dry fit it, and then once we like where we are, we can go ahead and grab these little tabs and start peeling the tape from both sides to the center, and then apply pressure. Here.
Alright, so we're at the back on both sides, got the spoiler lined up with the front edge of the fender.
This tape. Put it on the back over on that one. All right. Go ahead and start applying some pressure to the center. Work our way out to the edges.
Alright, so he's applying pressure starting from the center and working his way out to each side. Everything's been pressured into place, stuck where he wants it, so he's going to go ahead and start drilling some pilot holes through the spoiler, and that way the screws can go through and mount into the ABS. Alright, the spoiler's on. Check it out. There it is. See how it fits? How it's molded to the front of the car. Beautiful fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, looks good. Well, if you watched the video to this point, I'd like to say thank you very much. Please, if you've enjoyed the video or if it taught you anything, click the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It'll help it grow. Until next time, GreggFesto out.